franchisees in the state of Alabama, so this project really is hosting it. But as you'll see, it's a culinary science center, but it is so much more, being the home of Horace Schultz School of Hospitality Management. Mr. Schultz has been a part of Auburn's hospitality program for more than 30 years. He was a co-founder of Ritz Carlton. He also owned the Capella Hotel Group at one time, and they managed the hotel at Auburn University for a while. Mr. Schultz is 87. He still travels the world. He was here just last week visiting with a conference that was in town. He comes twice a year to meet with our students. So that's a pretty new establishment of the school. They used to be in the Department of Nutritional Sciences, and now we have a standalone Department of Nutritional Sciences and the School of Hospitality Management. Hospitality has been on Auburn campus since 1987. A lot of people just weren't as familiar with it until they got this big, beautiful facility that really speaks to the level of education that goes on in the center. So we'll start here. This is the kind of the atrium space named for former Dean June Hinton, who was Auburn's longest-serving female dean. Unfortunately, just passed away a couple years ago, but she definitely left a legacy here at Auburn. And as you mentioned, this is Fried Coffee. There's great partners here at Fried Coffee. They roast their own beans. So, one true story, when the roaster first came in, it was red. So, they had a nice coat of orange paint on it. But they have farms in Costa Rica and Guatemala. Their largest client is Chick-fil-A and all Chick-fil-A. But everything here is baked in the center, not baked by our students, but baked in the commercial laboratory. They also sell coffee that's branded not Auburn, but our students can do rotation here to learn the art of roasting. And our director of coffee, Alex Craft, is a Q grader, which is essentially the equivalent of a master's sommelier for coffee. So we're lucky to have very talented people working with our students. Over here is 1856, and this is our teaching restaurant. We have a culinary residence program here. And what that means is every year there's a different chef that comes here and is in residence for a year. So we're on our third chef since the building opened. Our chef currently is Joël Antunes from France. And he also has been a James Beard Award winner when he had a restaurant in Atlanta. So he is currently working with our students. You'll notice it's a small restaurant by design. We want our students to have hands-on experience. The kitchen honestly is almost as large as the seating area. But the fun thing about this is it changes every chef we have. Down to the playlist, to the menu. Lunch is a la carte, and they have a new kind of lunch that they're offering called Kaizen, which you essentially get a tasting board of lunch with everything from your starters to your dessert, as well as a la carte options. But then dinner is a full tasting menu, either 5 or 3 nights. So we are very fortunate to have Mr. Tom Price, and he curates the wine list. So when you do your tasting menu at dinner, you can have the wine accompaniments if you like. And he obviously cures all of that. So it's a great experience. I think they're usually open for a tea on Sunday. I'm not sure if they're open today or not. They're closed on Mondays. But other than that, open for lunch and then the tasting dinner. No, I can't. One thing I'll tell you a little bit about our student education. There's Mr. Schultz. You'll see some things coming up on the board throughout the center. So Auburn offers a Bachelor of Science degree in Hospitality Management, and the students choose one of 3 study tracks. Culinary Science is the youngest study track, Event Management, or Hotel and Restaurant Management. They all get a Bachelor of Science with a minor in Business. The students have to leave us with 600 hours of work experience and a 400-hour internship. So they leave us with a lot of industry experience. They also offer a Master of Science in Hospitality Management and a PhD. And then our newest master's degree is a Master of Science in Brewing Science and Operations. We also offer a certificate. So lots of opportunities in hospitality there. This area, so they literally searched the world and planned this building for more than 10 years. And this area is an area that they just absolutely wanted to have in this building. And obviously for Christmas students to study. But when our students are in lab, they will reserve these tables and they bring their dishes out so they have a place to enjoy them together. Because when they travel the world and visited other culinary science centers, they'd just be huddled in the corner trying to taste their dishes and they couldn't enjoy their meal together. So we call this our culinary corridor. This is a great space for them to enjoy these opportunities. We have a little leak here, I'm sorry, if they're trying to figure out what we have going on. Just get a feel for a culinary lab. We'll step in this lab and then we'll walk by the others. You'll see we have 3 primary culinary labs on this main level. They all have some similar features though. We have 4 main stations. You see 2 on that side, 2 on this side. So we will never have more than 16 students in a lab at a time. 4 students per station. This one's used the most frequently. Every student in hospitality has to do rotations in culinary, even if it's not their primary area of study. And this is more designed for a la carte treatment. So this is a very versatile lab. This is state-of-the-art, top-notch equipment. We have a lot of industry professionals come here and they see this equipment and they're just like, when these students leave, they're not going to work on anything like this. It's also wired, just absolutely secure. We have monitors, we can throw out cameras in other places. So they can film what the instructor does up in our instructional lab, which we'll see in a little bit, or they can film them while they're working here, and they can give them all what they've done. So this lab is used the most, and they really took great care. They didn't want them to be overcrowded. So again, just 16 students. The dish rooms are tucked between laboratories to keep them very neat and tidy. And I'll tell you that the students have an opportunity to interview for different study tours, and one's in Northern California, and they visit the French Laundry. And I think this year when they were there and got on them, you just see this immaculate perfection, but honestly, it's not that far removed from what they're working on here. So where they have home with the equipment they work on here to where they were. Their old lab just 3 years ago was quite a ball. So you can imagine this has just been a game changer. And there is just a number of activities all around.
From the airport.
This is our second lab. You'll see the same setup. There's 4 stations, but this one has larger equipment. So batch cooking, catering is what this lab was designed for. So look in that lab as well. Yes, and this is patisserie and baking. So same setup, 4 stations, obviously equipment specific to that meat. Usually a lot of wonderful smelling things coming out of this lab. And you're on the academic side of the building. So on the opposite side, we have the Laurel Hotel and Spa. So we're going to look at floors 1 through 3, which are the academic levels, as well as the rooftop. Floors 4 and 5 are a boutique hotel, luxury level. So if you were coming to the Laurel, you would come in off Thatch. We'll take a peek where they come in. It's a different check-in experience, luxury level, and that was by design so our students could be comfortable working at that luxury level of service. They've always done practicums at the hotel at Auburn University, But to be comfortable in that setting was a key part of this building. There's just 26 rooms in the Laurel, 10 king suites and 16 king rooms. And then we do have 6 residences. So if you look at the exterior of the building, the 6 balconies you see, 3 on South College and 3 on Thatch, those are residences that are long-term leases that were part of the funding model for this.
Over it. 2 weeks to get out and find Christmas.
I went. I actually had.
Probably need 2 elevator rides here. So for the other elevator to get up, and we'll go in our right area. Actually, all around.
Nice. This is nice. These are cool because
Isn't that amazing?
you have sinks at your
Instead of ride vests, yeah, you got sinks. Isn't that nice?
This is where they do Top Chef.
These ovens are red. They didn't change the colors of those. They weren't out in the public eye. Liking color red.
The Viking, which was based in Greenwood, Mississippi, has since been acquired by the Middleby Corporation. Our lab downstairs was named by Middleby. They generously provided us with the equipment for this laboratory.
Wow.
We wanted more residential looking equipment in this space, even though I don't know. But so if you come for a class, it's a little more relatable. And I noticed every time I come in, there's something new. So they must have had maybe a pizza class in here. There's always equipment. But when our students are in labs, they'll come up here first. And the instructor will go through what they're doing for the day. Again, the monitors are everywhere. They can film it. But this space is also heavily used for community classes. And we've done a game launch in here. I mean, it's just a really fun, versatile space. So this is our exhibition laboratory. We've done corporate retreats in here, so it's really a great space. We can accommodate other classes, but all of our students will come up here before they go to lab for instruction.
When you made those apple spice lattes, because I made them in dorm 8 in the little kitchen. And they smelled so good. I made 1 batch, but we had to standardize the recipe, and my math was good, but they just didn't turn out. So I'm in the Hill dorms making these spice apple muffins, trying to make 100 of them instead of just 12, and they were garbage.
Oh.
That was my big memory. But yes, we worked at all the cafeterias, and it was so much, it was scary to me.
And my big memory was I was one of the first 7 in the hotel restaurant in 1986. So it actually was before, but we had no internship, nothing. So when I got out of school, no one would hire me because I had no experience. I had all the schoolwork, but none of the experience. And so my internship was at Sewell Hall.
Really?
Well, at breakfast.
Oh.
On Monday morning. So it was in the fall, and they made us dress in nurses' white dresses with the white stockings and the shoes and hairnets. And I remember walking in, and first I was just amazed at the food from Saturday that was left over from the football games. Just piles and piles of shrimp and crab, and that was in the refrigerator. And the little ladies would come in there and they would say, okay, we're going to make something out of this. But anyway, we would serve breakfast. So the very first morning that the guys came in, because all the football players, they came in just like pajama pants, no shirts, they weren't expecting, they had seen their little women that were always there, but not expecting a very young white college student. And they came in, and Coach Dye came in and had a fit. And he just boomed out in that voice, and he was like, man, do you not see there is a young lady in your presence? Go put clothes on. I wore every shade of red because I was horrified. And so they all went racing out, and they all came back in dressed. And they all called me Miss Sheila from that point on. For 2 quarters, I was in there, and I was Miss Sheila, and I got to know Bo Jackson, all of them so well. But the amount of food, y'all cannot believe, I would put on these boys' plates, and they'd go, keep going. Keep
Oh my
going,
God.
keep going. It was a
Amazing.
very great experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
Those
Yours
that.
are really
Yeah,
different.
the-
This is so
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
This is so different.
What we went through.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Yeah.